I'm gonna steal your sunshine and I'll shit on your parade. Don't get me started on doing Michael Caine. My opinion matters, yours will fall in last place. I'm not shutting up and you'll be running my name. Fifth in the family, but first in my mind. 1 out of 10, but I'm ranking just fine. We've only got now, there's no afterlife. Look, Mom and Dad, I'm just speaking my mind. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. Everyone's coming on Kyle tonight. Wait, what? No, nobody's coming on Kyle tonight. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I'll never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Everything's coming up Kyle tonight. You can't shut this mouth, but you're welcome to try. I only stop talking to drink, smoke, or eat and cry. I'll never shut up, gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die. Gonna talk till I die.
Oh, hey everybody, welcome to Season 4, Episode 17 of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up. I am your host, Kyle Mocha, here live every Tuesday on the Houseboat. Tommy Lee Jones, thank you all for joining in, whether you're joining in live, joining in the future on Spotify, iTunes/podcast, whatever. We can never come up with what we're actually calling that anymore, or Stitcher. So thank you for tuning in and listening along. If you're here, we'll be able to chit chat with you. So that's why it's always better to join for the live show itself. We got a good old fashioned all brunch episode of Kyle Mocha Won't Shut Up tonight. No guest. The guest is the chat room. We put the chat up on the screen, so you're going to be able to see that.
So say something horrible.
Say something horrible, and then don't say anything else after that, and we'll be good. We'll just have that right underneath Zach.
Yes.
Everybody should be fighting for the spot right underneath you.
Yeah.
So it's just like an arrow.
My
that's
nuts
just like,
are fighting each
look
other
at these
for the
nuts.
spot underneath me.
Oh.
Not enough room in these
Not
pants.
enough room for both of them
both
in those
of these
pants?
testicles.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, always we are here. I'm Kyle Mocha, and we are joined by Mr. Justin Olimpado.
Hey, man.
How you doing today?
Good.
Good.
Good,
So,
yeah.
Getting stuff ready for the show. Getting everything ready. You're all prepared. You're always prepared.
Sort of.
I'm not. I'm sometimes
Kind of.
prepared. Kind of prepared. Somebody that's also very rarely ever prepared for this show, outside of writing music, is Mr. Zachary Slow Pop Stormin.
Yeah.
He's a slow daddy this week. He's
Nice,
a slow daddy
dude.
this week. All right, but yeah, we are here to hang out with you guys, chit chat, play some music, listen to some new music. We're gonna have a featured song from a band called Spunday Mourning, and then also our newest quote unquote dance song. We like to do weird music every week. If you've never listened in the past, we write, record, mix, and master a brand new song in about 3 hours. This week it was literally like 2 hours 45 minutes. I think that song took.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that a little bit later.
It sounds like it.
It sounds like it for
I don't know.
sure. No, I think it sounded. Last I heard, it sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into things like what we're drinking, what's going on in the world, I did want to mention something. Kind of mentioned it. Started talking about it to Justin earlier. Me and my roommate Mike saved a kid's life on Friday.
Now he's indebted to you.
He's indebted to us. A 4-year-old
Forever.
is indebted to us for forever. We were driving home from the grocery store on Friday at like 1:30, 2:30, something like that in the afternoon. And there's a very sharp turn on our road right before you hit the straightaway that leads to our house. And it dips down on the straightaway and goes back up. Not a great road to be walking on.
No.
And we get to the last road right before my driveway, before the dip, and we see just this blue thing bobbing in the street in the shadows underneath like the tree branches, and I'm like, what is that? And we like start slowing down, and there is a 4-year-old kid wearing all gray, with a bright blue bike helmet on, just running right down the middle of our lane, just like running, just like not really caring about anything. And I think he heard us and then kind of like ran off to the left side of the road and just like stopped, and we're like, okay, we've never seen this kid ever before.
Right.
He's also running. There are no adults. There's no other cars. There's nobody walking on the road, and he has a bike helmet on and no bike. So we're like, what? We gotta do something. But we're 2 dudes in a car with a bunch of beer in the car. Like, hey kid, you want to get in the car? We got Natty Light. Come on in, buddy. So we're just like, so we're just slowly following. He comes back on our side and keeps running. So we're just like slowly following behind him, kind of hovering in the middle with the flashers on to warn anybody coming down the road. And like 5 cars go by. Nobody knows the kid apparently. I think they think that we're just like lazy parents. We're just a lazy gay couple following our mixed race child run up the road. You know, that's what we're doing. You know, it's how you do things in the Poconos. And the kid just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So I'm just like, all right, we gotta call the cops. So I called the cops and I called the local PD, and they went, yeah, you gotta call state police. We don't have jurisdiction over there. And I'm like,
yeah.
Okay. So call state police, and within like 5 minutes they showed up on the road. But the kid ran up to this old lady's driveway, sat down at the end of her driveway, and the lady saw us parking outside her house, and then the mailman comes through. The mailman's looking at the kid, looking at us, and I'm like, this kid's just running down the middle of the road, like, who the fuck knows? And the mailman, like, wants nothing to do with it. He's like, all right, so he pulls in, drops off his package, pulls back around, and he leaves. The lady comes out, and I'm just like, this kid just ended up, like, at your driveway, we don't know, but you're a nice old lady, maybe you should take lead on this, and we'll just, like, hang back. So the cops come and everything, and while we're standing there on the side of the road, and the kid keeps trying to, like, evade the cop, like, keeps trying to, like, run back down the road, we get out of it that the kid was at home, and his mom went to the store to buy him a toothbrush, and he wanted to go on a bike ride, and he just left his bike somewhere on the side of the road, but he was biking after his mom down the road.
Right.
And then just dropped his bike somewhere. And I was like, what the fuck?
Holy shit,
like, this is crazy. And then at some point, like, within, like, 5 minutes of being there, this car pulls up the road, sees all the cops, and sees the little kid, and stops, and it was the kid's grandmother. And she was just like, what the hell's going on? So we didn't get the full story at the end of it, but what it seems like is that watch your goddamn kids. Don't leave them at home alone and go to the store without them, especially when you live on a windy road and you got a bike. So luckily the kid is saved.
Right.
But it was great, so we felt like we deserved a reward after that, so we got really drunk and played some golf.
Charlie said, the mailman, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's literally just like, I got shit to do, man. Like, yeah, I'm essential as hell over here. And, yeah, he also had the weirdest route. Like, he came down the road, went into the driveway, went back down the road the way he came, and as we were getting back to our house, he was delivering our mail down the way he was originally facing. So I have no idea what the hell was going on.
Hey, what'd you guys ever do with that kid? Still got him?
Still got him? You got any extra kid left over? Because we're cannibals, right?
I'm fucking hungry.
I'm starving. I could go for about a 4-year-old. All right, so that was just a crazy fucking thing that happened. And it was like this is like the most eventful 5 days I've had since quarantine started, because not only did that happen, and the kid had that scare. We went golfing. Which I've not done in forever, and that was pretty sweet. So we went golfing, and then we played I have Rick and Morty Risk, and we played in 2 nights a collective 16 hours of Risk.
Wow!
It was a very eventful weekend.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Did you guys get into anything fun for the holiday? Any
kayaking,
fun times?
Man.
Kayaking?
Yeah.
Anything for you, Zach? Anything crazy going on?
Oh, no, just the usual goons. We were down at the cottages.
Hell yeah.
Rock,
yeah.
on the island, started a big old fire.
Hell yeah.
Pat acted like
a big old goon.
A big old douchebag.
He didn't try to kick a canoe on a wall again
no,
this time, did he?
He's just Pat.
He's just Pat.
It's Pat.
All right. Well, speaking of Pat, he's probably drinking something, so why don't we get into what are we drinking? Hit it.
We drink it so you don't have to. Rub you in the morning from the bathroom. Cheap booze and craft brews. Rub you in the morning from the bathroom. What are we drinking? Yeah!
kind of a smorgasbord of Bud Light products today.
Yeah.
I'm sipping on one that me and Zach both got the Bud Light Orange. That Justin and I purchased these last week, but we already had way too much booze to talk about last week. So we got some Bud Light Orange or some Bud Light Lime over there. But Justin, we finally found the thing that we were
also
looking
drinking
for.
The
oh
Paw Pack
yeah,
Cream Ale.
I finished that already. That was delicious.
Really, really good.
The
Yeah.
Wall and Paw Pack Cream Ale. We were looking for this last year. We actually mentioned it on the show, and we
Yeah.
finally were able to get the Bud Light Lemon Tea.
Yep.
So I have I mean, looking at it and kind of playing with it a little bit, it does not look nearly as carbonated as the regular Bud Lights are. I feel like you're actually going to get kind of a tea feel with this.
Ooh, it smells like tea.
And I just shook it up a bunch,
God damn it.
and nothing. Like, I just shook it up. So it smelled like tea. Oh, yeah.
It's a twist, Justin.
It just,
Is it?
yeah, it's a twist.
Yeah, you're just a pussy.
Yeah, you just got to twist with your good hand. With your
we
strong
go.
hand.
There we go.
All right, so that is
yeah.
carbonated, more than I would like it to be. It has the taste of tea that's
I don't
been sitting
really
out
like
for a
it.
week.
Definitely don't like it.
Yeah, let's see how we are, because this is our kind of our sipping beer tonight. So this is what we're going to be sipping on. Zach, you got a little bit more of the Bud Light Lime over there. I got more of these. It's technically a lager brewed with real lemon peels, and it's the orange. I think I like the orange better than this. Aged on tea leaves with natural. You like the tea?
And I don't like twisted tea.
This tastes more
bitter.
like beer.
Yeah, this is if twisted tea tasted good.
Yeah.
But this is less. This is 4.2.
Yeah.
Twisted tea is what, 5?
I don't
Yeah,
know,
something like 4.5 or 5, I believe, right around there.
Where's this orange shit?
The orange shit, I think, is all
I
kind
can't
of
read
the same.
the fucking can because they put.
It's just. I think it's just
But
Bud Light
orange
Orange.
lettering on orange bottle on
I think
orange.
it's just Bud
This
Light
is also
Orange.
4.2.
Yeah, it's 4.2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think
I like this better than that fucking lemon. The
lemonade one.
Yeah.
It's better than the Bud Light lemonade. I'm more on the twisted tea side of things. I'll take the sweet over the beer flavored on this one. But this, I would say, hey, it's kind of like a coin toss, I guess. If you're looking for something that's light and refreshing, that kind of tastes like beer, give the Bud Light lemon tea. Not a sponsor, but they can be if you want to. We've already drank a lot of your product in the past. But yeah, it's kind of tastes like stinky old iced tea, but
I like
I guess
that.
in a good way.
Dude, fucking yesterday afternoon,
What'd you do?
I had a fucking whole gallon jug of Arizona.
Oh no, in
And
the
I
truck?
Fucking no, in the kitchen. And you know those are really thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Problem is, they crack. It fell off the counter and just fucking exploded, dude.
Really? I've never had one explode on me before.
Dude,
Jesus.
it cracked all the way down the side of it and just
Jesus.
made a humongous sticky mess.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's not. It was the green tea one, or is it?
No, it was the one I drink at night, the RX.
Oh, the RX, the one that puts you down.
The stress-free, the caffeine-free one.
Right.
That used to be. I think most everybody I know that was like the go-to one, especially in the glass bottle.
Well, that's my nighttime
They're
one.
cool.
I drink the green tea all fucking day. I love Arizona green tea. Is probably my favorite.
I feel like it was
drink
the
of all time.
Arizona tea for stoners. If you wanted something that just you felt was mellowing you out while you were in school, you brought one of those.
Yeah, well, that's why
Pretty
like
much.
I'm going to bed in an hour.
Yeah.
Like you don't want a soda or
Nah, you don't
know
wanna
what I mean?
stay
Something
up.
to get.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
caffeine free.
Give you something to
For sure.
bring you
A
down.
spot of tea before I hit the hay.
Well, spot tea. I've been having a spot of tea bags on my eyeballs the last week. 'Cause I've been
Yeah,
trying to get rid of a
my
fucking
nuts.
sty. And your nuts, but your nuts aren't good for a warm compress. You complain when I press down
Oh yeah.
on them
Oh, you're
into my
compressing
eye.
my nuts, guys.
Pressing your nuts, compressing them. All right, so we've got.
We got Charlie saying, "Of course, Zach is double fisting."
Of course,
that
it's.
was
I
before.
mean,
No, I'm
I'm.
out of this.
That
one.
was,
All right, we need to open our
We
next
need
beer.
to open our next beer, which is a great transition. Now we are doing a little bit of a theme. The last couple of weeks, we were trying to find cool artwork on beer, and we're trying to see if the beer is better than the artwork, or if the artwork is better than the beer. Now, Justin, you're taking me outside my comfort zone with this one.
Yeah, this is a weird beer.
This is called Exit Strategy.
Yes.
It is a sour IPA. It's a sour and a bitter. Lactose, peach, and vanilla.
Yes.
1 pint from St. Louis, Missouri. 6.5% alcohol.
It's saying pairings is grilled chicken and vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, eat it.
I do love vanilla ice cream grilled chicken sandwiches.
They're really good. It's basically like putting cheese on your sandwich.
What about if you made like some real spicy chicken chili and then you put vanilla ice cream on top
like a dollop instead of
sour cream or potato salad?
I would go with that. I would really go with that. Honestly, I think we're onto something here. Why wait for
chicken
dessert?
Gumbo, some real spicy chicken gumbo.
This doesn't really smell like anything.
It kind of just smells like an IPA. I don't get a sour pungence. Nothing like that off
it's
there.
Got
a minor weird flavor.
It's like when you left your car window open and it rained, and the next day it's got that muskiness.
Yep.
But only one day. It's like not,
All right.
Okay, I really like this.
I'm getting the vanilla and I'm getting the sour.
But the sour is not overpowering for me.
Wow, that vanilla.
This is really good.
All right. If you add something like a vanilla to taper off that sour, it doesn't sit on your tongue. It's in the back a little bit. I get the sour in the back a little bit.
Yeah.
I can drink this.
This is really good.
This is really good. And I really do like the artwork on this.
Artwork is awesome.
The artwork is just like an awesome labyrinth.
Yep.
And the color scheme is cool, which makes sense if it's kind of like they're saying go with vanilla and it's peach. But this is fucking delicious. This is fucking delicious. I am in on it.
We got Eagle Viking asking, did he walk in on vanilla ice cream as a replacement for sour cream?
Yes, you did.
Yes,
you did. That is what is happening here today. That is what is happening here right now. So that's what we're drinking. I say find the exit strategy.
Yeah, definitely drink this beer.
Take that
It is
exit
fucking
strategy.
good.
That is
now I want to try this with some vanilla ice cream.
Officially the first sour beer I've consumed and immediately want to keep drinking it. I've never had a sour in my life. First sour I liked.
Never had a sour monkey?
I have. I don't like them. I really don't like
See,
them at all.
I tend to like sour goes because they remind me of key lime pie. Like they're sort of sweet,
And I don't
but
like
they have
key lime
that
pie,
sourness to
Yeah,
it.
well, fuck you, Kyle.
Yeah,
Keep,
you can fuck me.
Speaking my language.
You can fuck
Exactly.
me right on
Exactly.
top
I
of
love
key lime pie.
So a good goes is very limey, but has that sourness, a little bit sweet, but it's light. So it's meant for drinking in the heat. You know, like it's a summer beverage, but it's sour and sweet. You know.
Yeah,
but
it's
key
like
lime
key
pie.
lime pie. It's like, hey, you want to eat 27 eggs when it's 100 degrees out? You're like, no. Well, what if it's key lime pie? We're like,
fuck it.
fuck yeah, I want to eat 27 eggs in 100 degrees.
Make sure you get those nice whips on top, though.
Yeah, it's different though. Yeah.
It is. I am thoroughly impressed with this. This is from Four Hands Brewing Company. Again, exit strategy.
I've never heard of them.
Fucking me neither. No. This is
Charlie was
awesome.
saying that he loves this beer.
Okay.
Like he immediately jumped on. He was like, "Love
It's a good one.
Exit strategy.
It's a good one.
Fuck yes, so
I'll
good."
take it. I want to try to find this on tap somewhere. I gotta actually
We gotta go to
re-download
St.
Untapped.
Louis.
Yeah.
I'm down. Let's go to St. Louis. Nothing's going on in the world right now. Let's travel. Let's join the masses in the South that are herding together at
Let's
public
go to
pools.
St. Louis
Yeah.
in Rams gear and pretend that we just got out of a time machine. And we're St. Louis Rams fans.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And we're
what?
going to take on those Titans and crush
What's
them.
up, Jeff?
1999. Here we go.
Yeah.
We've been in a time machine or a time machine, but probably a bunker is a better.
Charlie does
We've
love
been in
Robo.
a box.
We've been in a box in a closet, and we don't know what's going
that?
on.
Oh, it's just a box.
Oh, I'm so glad the Rams moved here to St. Louis. What year is it? All right, so yeah, definitely go check that out. And now let's get talking about what is happening in this crazy world of ours. What is going on? Hit it.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening in the world? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
All right, you could, Zach. You're right. You could drink.
No,
this.
but this
You
tastes
could
like
drink
that
and drive
what is-
with this beer.
You know
That's what Zach's talking about.
iced tea that's in the square.
Yeah,
What is that?
the naked.
Is that? It's
Oh,
like square.
The
the
naked
Lipton.
leaf.
No.
The Lipton.
I'm pretty sure it's naked, or something like that.
Oh,
No,
it's
naked
square.
is like the
Naked's
weird,
the weird
aloe
juices,
juice.
yeah.
No, It's the iced tea.
I know what you're talking
It's
about.
not
Pure
the
leaf.
Nest tea, is it?
Pure leaf.
No, pure leaf.
Yeah,
Pure
yeah,
leaf.
This
that's right.
There
tastes
you
like
go.
pure leaf. And
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
pure
yeah.
leaf green tea is
I'll
I
sign.
like.
Justin said this while we were playing the What's Happening. That it tastes. You said sun tea.
Sun tea.
My
Sunbrewed
experience-
tea. Yeah.
My experience with sun tea is that is when you pee into a jar and leave it in the sun until it ferments, and then you drink it. So yeah, that's what this tastes like.
I have a challenge. Take a sip of the exit strategy and
I've
then
been
take
going
a sip.
back and forth.
Challenge
Does that work?
accepted.
Does the sour and vanilla help out the lemon tea?
No, it makes me like the sour less. Actually, that's weird.
I like them.
I don't like.
It
I
makes
don't like
the
that
lemon
but
tea
I'm
more
gonna drink it.
Oh,
florally.
hello, Mr. T.
All right, so
Hello,
what
Mrs.
is happening? What is going on in this world? Mr. T is getting fucked over there, or he's fucking.
He's fucking.
He found his exit strategy, and that's right into that can. Mr. T likes it in the can, or so I've heard. So what's happening right now?
Kyle, quick. Charlie says that's a piss jug. You fuck.
Yeah. When you leave it in the sun, it ferments and becomes
The piss bandit. That's
The
how you
piss
become
bandit.
the piss bandit.
All right. Well, speaking of bandits, right now in the world, for the second time in the last 6 years, we have a manhunt going on in the Poconos.
Really?
There is. You haven't heard about this?
Oh yeah. The
There
Connecticut
is a murderer
dude. The Connecticut
on
dude.
the loose in the
yeah.
Poconos right now
Yeah.
from
Last
Connecticut.
seen in
Have
East
you not
Stroudsburg.
heard about this, Zach?
No, man.
He was seen in East
Yeah.
Stroudsburg on Sunday. He murdered a guy, a 63-year-old person in Connecticut,
Didn't he
assaulted
kidnap some
somebody
other
else,
people?
kidnapped or assaulted, and then drove down to Jersey to a friend's house where he ditched the car he had, killed that friend, stole his Volkswagen Jetta or whatever, and drove and was seen in the Poconos, caught on camera somewhere. I forget where, by one of the railroad tracks, or something like that.
Of course.
So he is. So this is the second one. We had
by
Eric
the
Frayne,
railroad
which took
tracks.
2 months, right? Eric Frayne took 2 months to find, and he was just hanging out in Zach's backyard or something like that.
Not far from here.
Not really that far.
Penn Hills is a perfect place to hide, but
It
they have
is.
it well, you could get through that shit.
Yeah, you can get through it.
Best place to hide is the place they found Eric Frayne. That's
Yeah,
why we
true.
go.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask
Nobody's
you
Wait,
guys.
dumb enough
wait,
to
wait.
come here.
But do the cops go there first?
Do you go to where the last guy, are lightning striking in the same place?
Yeah. Do you go there?
Do you go there? Are you a copycat killer? He didn't kill a cop.
No,
Frayne killed a cop.
Right.
And shot another one in the dick, is what the rumor I heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, I don't
so
That's
this,
a convoluted. They're about to kill him, aren't they?
I don't know
I
where
believe
that's
so.
at.
I
I've
thought
not-
that's what I heard. That he was dying.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Next month. Yeah.
That would make
first
it would make sense.
Pennsylvania execution in 20 years. Or
It's
something.
been 6 years about. Here's the thing. I got my last DUI right when the Frayne thing was happening because all the cops were all swarming all over the place, and I got pulled over while that was happening. So my last DUI happened during the Frayne situation, and so I've not had a car in about 5 years. So it's about to be 6 years.
Yeah.
I remember just
it's
sitting
been
up
that
here
long.
late, just
wondering.
loaded up, waiting for him to
Oh,
jump
yeah.
by.
Dude,
Now,
I
this-
remember one day I'm going down to work. Me and Zach are both working at Jack's
Yeah.
at the time. And before I'm leaving, I see the neighbor across the street, and they're like, just so you know, military's coming up and down the road today, or some shit like that. So I messaged
Yeah.
Zach, and I was like, yo, don't really know what the fuck's going on, dude, but
Don't do anything stupid.
or if you go home, don't plan on leaving. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get done with work. I guess you must have worked in the afternoon, and then I get work night. Get done with work, and I come home and I see him and Pat sitting in this fucking room at a table, and I just tap on the window, not even fucking thinking that earlier I had called
And
been
said,
like,
"There's
yo,
a
man,
madman on
Yeah.
loose.
right?
He is trying to find somewhere to hide and might tap on a window." And then you came home and tippity tap
Yeah,
tap.
so then I'm walking up to the front door, and this is when it's just all the panes of glass, and we had something hanging in front of it. And I walk up to open the actual door, and I see Zach peered through, and he's like, "Who is it? I got a gun, I'll fucking shoot." And I'm like, "Dude, it's just me." And he opens up the door, and Pat is standing at the grate right here with the shotgun pointed at Zach's back. And I look at Pat, and I'm like, "Pat, what the
at
fuck?"
the door. I happened to be in front of
Amazing
him.
Yeah.
defense.
And I was like, "What the fuck were you gonna do?"
If you
Pat? He's
shoot
like,
him,
"I was
I'll
gonna."
shoot him.
He's like, "I was gonna shoot him and kill him." I'm like, "You're gonna shoot through Zach to kill somebody that's at the fucking front door."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a
in Florida, that would have gone a different
moment.
way. Yeah, not a good
moment in safety.
No,
okay?
and it would have been a better moment for that to have been
but
the day
that's
that
Justin's fault.
But I totally
We lost our minds. We're like, oh shit, let's grab whatever.
What if that had been the day that Justin decided to barge in lighting fireworks?
Lighting fireworks.
Into the house. You all
we
would
gotta
have
tell
been
that
dead.
story.
We've
we've
told that.
definitely
We've
told
definitely
that
told that.
story.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can retell it if you want.
Yeah,
but
you basically just jumped into the house lighting off fireworks, and I ran like a fucking
sparklers,
baby.
I think.
Yeah,
and fucking bottle rockets.
Bottle rockets.
I was
shooting
out.
bottle rockets in the house.
In this room.
I'm
In
pretty
this
sure-
room. No.
I ran past you
In
and
this
just
very
went right
room.
outside.
In this very room, there was that fucking
With, like,
cloth
curtains,
divider
yeah.
here.
Yeah, right.
The TV is where you're sitting,
Yep.
and the couch was here, and I just
Forgot
fucking
about that setup.
moved,
Yeah.
moved the cloth open with the fucking fireworks just firing away.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that was a great moment for
That was
Justin.
before there was a cat that lived here.
That is
Yeah,
true.
way
That
before.
that bitch would not stand for that shit today.
No, she would attack Justin. That would have been your defense right
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
Now, so there's a second guy. So Frayne was one a few years back, and now there's a second guy that is roaming somewhere. If he's smart, he's long gone. Like if he's smart, he was seen here, and he just kept on going. But what I wanted to ask you guys is, if you were in that situation, you committed a crime or you're being accused of a crime, whether it's you did it, whether it's the fugitive situation and you were wrongfully accused, but now you are on the run, right?
Right.
You know this area well. Where are you going? Are you staying in this area? If you're on the run for a suspected murder, or maybe you actually murdered somebody, or maybe like a bank robbery, something where they're trying to find you. Not like you knocked over the fucking gas station, something like that, where they're still trying to find you, but not as hard. But you put people's lives in danger or took a life.
Right.
Where are you going in that? Are you staying around here? Are you going deep in the woods? Are you hiding in plain sight? Like, have you ever thought of what your exit strategy would be in that type of situation?
I think that if I killed someone in like self-defense or it was right, I would not leave. I would go straight to the
You'd
police.
be like, this is why I did this.
I'm not gonna try and fudge a story or anything.
Smart move
like,
if you're in the
if
right.
I know that I was in the right,
Yeah.
and
Right.
on the crazy chance someone tried to kill me or something really went down like that, and I
Like
killed
the
someone.
Walmart parking lot situation where that guy like tried to rob somebody and the guy was like in his back of his car and was able to get his gun that he had stashed and turned around and shot the guy holding him up.
Yeah.
In that situation, you just sit there and wait for the police
I just
to
call
show
the
up.
police immediately. I'm just like,
I just shot a guy.
happen.
He's dying
But if
on the
I
ground.
murdered
Come
someone
help.
in cold blood,
Yes.
even if they deserved it,
Even if they deserved
but
it.
I knew that I would be
Court of law is
fucked.
gonna fuck you. They're
the
gonna
rest
fuck
of
you
I'm an
hard.
outlaw the rest of my life. I'm going to South America, and I'm just a fucking gangster outlaw.
Yeah.
Because there's no coming back from it. If they catch me,
You're done.
I'm done.
Venezuela, no
If they catch
extradition
me,
treaty.
I'm done. I'm driving
Ooh,
straight.
actually, I have an idea for where you should go, and I don't know if it's a good idea. In Argentina, Venezuela, whatever it is, the place where all the Nazis moved to, you can just go to one of those German towns in South America and just be like, "Hey, I'm the new landscaper for Bavarian Landscape Works,
Landscaping.
BLW."
Bavarian Landscape Works, yeah.
It'd be great. You'd
No, I
crush
would
it.
go. Yeah, I would go full outlaw. You would have to, or yeah.
Would you
or
try to
you
do a
would go to
secret?
jail.
I would say the other idea is I was saying to Justin
well, we were
before is like a
talking about it
secret
earlier.
identity type of thing. Justin,
you could-
you said
well-
that you would try to jump on a plane and just get out of the country. as
Yeah,
quick
get
as
out of the
possible.
country if like I don't know, depending on whatever the situation is. If you can get out of the country, my idea was go somewhere that you've always wanted to, because
If they catch you, might as well get one.
you might as well
vacation
fucking
out of it.
enjoy the shit out of it. But I mean,
Zach's
if
always
it's
Well, you
wanted
gotta
to
go
go
to somewhere you
Bavarian,
can
Venezuela.
afford.
well, you can
That's why
afford.
you could drain your savings, go straight to Costa Rica, and at least live
Yeah,
Sure,
for a
sure,
while.
sure,
in
yeah.
Costa Rica.
Live okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna live forever off what I got, but like I'd at least
Sure.
be able to get
No
a
matter how
couple
much you
months
have, you're not
between-
living forever. So
between
that's
me
there.
and
Yeah.
You gotta go. You can't stay.
You can't
here.
stay.
Oh yeah,
Justin, you
that's why.
That's
That's
thrown
why
out Iceland because you just always wanted to go to
I
Iceland.
want to go, so it's like fuck it, like might
just
as
go
well.
somewhere. And also, who's going to think you went to Iceland? Besides the fact that it's on this recording right here.
Right,
what we're doing right now is basically telling them where to look for us if we ever do.
Yeah, but that's not where we're really going.
No, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I think I would do.
I know what I got some people that I'm gonna call. I'm gonna be like, listen, this is the deal. If you help me right now, awesome.
We're good.
If you don't want to help me, then this is the last you'll ever hear from me, and I'm sorry I put you in danger. And if they're like, no, I'll be like, all right, just don't say anything.
Yeah, don't say anything.
But
I'm gone.
I think I got a couple people.
Well, this is what I was thinking.
Across the country in different
I could
areas.
probably
Big
hide.
No, I'm not telling
telling
Pat.
Pat.
You're not telling Pat. Pat is the first.
Pat would be on
squeal
TikTok
that
like,
got
yo,
tortured.
hiding a wanted murderer. Step 1, TikTok.
No, he'd be like, it would be like, hey, just got a question for everybody. Anybody know how to hide a fugitive?
Or he'd come out with a rap song and be like,
Zach's in my basement. Zach's in my basement. I'm hiding Zach right now in my basement.
Yeah, no, I'm not telling Pat.
I was curious because I would definitely do the flee thing. I would, you know, I don't have a vehicle, so I would just steal a vehicle.
Yeah,
First vehicle I can get. I would probably just do some terrible. If I already murdered somebody or robbed, if I'm in a situation where the crime didn't include me getting a bunch of money in the process, I would definitely commit more crimes immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I would immediately commit a bunch of crimes, like my career's worth of crimes in one day, like one afternoon, get everything I needed to be able to be on the lam and just run.
Right.
I would definitely just immediately shave the beard, shave the hair, like literally bick everything. So, because we've all been there. You shave your beard, you could walk right by someone you know.
And no
It's
one
happened,
knows what I
dude.
look like without hair and
right now,
It's
in this
happened,
current situation,
for sure.
everyone's wearing masks. So you're looking for a guy with long hair, a beard, fat guy, blah, blah, blah. All right, fat, bald guy with a mask, and I just would change my glasses. I would just get different glasses. I would just get readers. I would just make myself look old as fuck.
You just put it in contacts, man.
Yeah, and then honestly, I probably wouldn't. Yeah. I would steal a car, and it would get reported, and I would take that car to somewhere, just drop it off, and then I would probably use whatever money I've come across illegally and get on a Greyhound. I went across the country in a Greyhound. Nobody fucking knows who you are in a Greyhound. Nobody checks. You go up and they go, "Can I see your ID?" You steal someone's wallet on the way in. You give them that ID. There's no record of you.
Yeah, you gotta shave your shit bald.
Yep.
And then
find
contact
a
a
bald
guy.
Exactly. You got to do the makeup work first, and then go hunt down, or make yourself look like somebody you know already, and then go to their house and just be like, "Sorry, man, but you got to give me all this stuff," and then take their identity, tie them up, make it look like it was a forced thing, even though they're probably helping you out, and then hit
that
it.
That sounds like why I'd go to Fasano's house.
Yep.
Beat Fasano up. Tie him to the chair, steal his...
Cut your hair short, dye it. Just hold his ID and just go, "Well, yeah,
be like, yeah, I'm Italian now. My name's Anthony Fasano."
Totally pull it off.
Hey.
Fasani.
Yeah, but then I would take a Greyhound as far as I possibly fucking could. I would take it all the way down to California if I can get that far. And then honestly, I would just walk across the border with somebody else's information if I could, or stow away. Like, I would find a way out of the country.
Right.
But my thought was, do you think there's anybody that we know? Do you think there's anybody that we know that could get, not to, literally very much so, not to out names, how easily do you think it would be for us to try to get a fake identity if we didn't want to rob somebody of their identity? Do you think just from 2 or 3 phone calls that you can get into contact with somebody and be like,
probably,
I need a fake ID, like a real one. I need a new identity.
Yeah, not like some bullshit, like some kid that's like, yo, I'll just print it off my printer here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Jeff is saying that all 3 of us could imposter ourselves, like each other. Like, we could all just imposter each other. She's like, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Jeff. So I'm coming up here. I'm taking all of Zach's information, and I am running. I'm not taking the truck. Don't worry. I won't take the truck. I'll leave the truck. Don't need you losing 2 vehicles to 2 idiots.
You're good. You have the Toyota.
Toyota. Yeah, I'll take that. That's going to get real far. Real far.
And nobody will ever even look at you, dude.
No. But I think it's funny that, I mean, this is 2 times that people have run away to this area, And I don't know if it's just
Woods.
This is the path that brought this guy through there. Frayne was obviously from here, so obviously he was running here.
I mean, you figure it's a different wooded area because it's Connecticut, right?
Yeah, he went from Connecticut down to here, so it's like I get it. Like you think like, oh, I'll just go like disappear into the woods somewhere.
You think a lot go north? Like, do you think Maine has a shitload of people that run up there?
I would feel like Maine has a lot because it is close to Canada. So if you really need to make that jump, but also like. From what I hear, Maine is nothing.
I know.
But you do that. You go somewhere. You do the Dexter thing. You go to Alaska. You go somewhere where nobody is going to look for you.
Yeah, but you have to be able to survive.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Right. Well, like, that's the truth. You got to get a job and all that stuff. And that's where the new identity comes into play.
Sure.
Well, that's why I go to South America and be a fucking gaucho gangster.
Just an outlaw. Straight up.
Just be a... I figure
they'll call you El Gringo de
Blanco. Why go back?
Double white.
You've done it. You're already in the game now. Yeah. You're really in the game now. You might as well just.
So if you all of a sudden just out of like a moment of like anger and passion just jump to, I just committed one of the worst crimes ever. Might as well just trickle down to all the other ones I passed along the way. And make as good of a living as I possibly can.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that. I can definitely appreciate that. All right, guys. So, Justin, you actually got us our music this week.
Yeah, man.
Usually, I'll scour the internet, try to find bands, different projects. People will message me. I'll message people. Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. But you actually got a while back, got a nice connection in person to this band, Spunday Mourning. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about Spunday Mourning and what we are in for here?
I mean, basically they're from Berryville, New York. I'm pretty sure they list themselves as a jam band or jam style band.
Bigs up.
They're really, really cool people. Nice people. They play at Froggy Days every year. Good connection. There's a lot of bands that they know and are a part of. You know what I mean? It's a really good community up there.
And you definitely get more...
Berryville is fucking cool. I've been to Berryville.
You get definitely the feel of when you listen, because we were listening a little bit earlier to this song that we're going to play for you. It's very, like you said, the jam band feeling, but I get the reminiscence of bands that probably started off as jam bands in like the late 80s, early 90s, and then when the alternative rock thing came through, like your Counting Crows and stuff like that, Spin Doctors, anything like that. You get what my favorite part of alternative rock was. I feel like the essence of it in this.
Right.
These are guys that, not knowing them at all, my immediate judgment of them is that they were probably, if they were around, not knowing their age, if they were in like the teen years in the early 90s, they were the guys that, were cutting their pant legs off and wearing the pant leg as a hat on their head and playing like hacky sack, and they had like the hair shaved up to here, and they were probably on the cusp of liking bands like Pearl Jam and then like 311. They liked what they were doing.
Right.
They definitely like Anastasio. They were definitely fish heads, and then they did like
that's racist.
Yeah, pretty much. But they like Blues Traveler and things like that, like bands that crossed over, but they knew Rusted Root. Send Me On My Way. I always thought that song, that's them, right? Send Me On My Way. When I actually told this to Mean Mark Miller once when we were at the bar, because it was playing. When I was a child, I thought that song. This just shows you how much of a nerd I was and loved Planet of the Apes. I thought it was The Simeon Way. I thought he was going, The Simeon Way, The Simeon Way. And I was like, it's the monkey way. Like, we're all just, and then, it's just like, we're all just derived from apes, bro. Like, we're just gorillas that became, we evolved, and blah, blah, blah. And then I actually told somebody that, Mark, and heard what the lyrics were, and I was like, no, this isn't about monkeys at all.
It's literally the name of the song.
Yeah, I never knew the name of the song, though. I just heard it on the radio all the time.
Right.
And I didn't even know it was Rusted Root.
No, that was like my 10th grade art class jam.
Oh, yeah, that's a good art class.
Bob Marley.
That's a good art class jam.
Sublime. Because, it was art class in high school.
Yeah. So, again, what is the name of the song that we are going to be playing from them?
Before I get into that, we actually have Brad from Spunday Mourning.
Oh, hell yeah!
If you want to, type up something about you guys.
Yeah, when we come out of the song, we'll make sure we read off anything, any of your, if you got Instagram, Facebook, anything like that, let us know so we can let everybody...
Fuck Kyle and Zach, those two
you can go to SpundayMourning.com.
Yes.
You can go to SpundayMourning.com.
Oh, sweet. They do have a full website.
Yep.
You said that's Spunday, Spunday, Mourning with a U,
yes.
Mourning.
Right.
We told, we were in our group chat the other day, and Justin just goes, don't forget I got that Spunday Mourning for this week. And Zach just goes, what's going on Sunday morning?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that would be a typo
I
that
just
he would
assumed
say.
it was a typo.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit! We
We
agreed
to do something?
Like,
Yeah.
Nothing going on in the world. You think I'd remember a plan?
Yeah.
A plan. All right, so
the song we're going to be playing is "I Thought We'd Know."
I Thought We Know. Sweet,
Yep.
Awesome. All right, so again, Brad's in the chat. Thank you for joining us, Brad. Thank you for submitting the song to Justin so we can get that out there to everybody.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And yes, SpundayMourning.com to go check them out for all their other information. Let's kick it. About 6 minutes or so, right?
Yep.
Enjoy the tunes, guys. We'll see you in about 6 minutes to talk about our Brunch Weekly Original Single.
Cool.
Have fun.
And we mined all the minerals, storing camels and the caves. Oh, we sold it all away, Lord, yes. World of industry, as you found a new medicine, nothing new disease. Oh, you gotta change priority, longer humans first. And you gotta save your planet, yeah, you gotta save the earth. 'Cause I hope, kid, you know, yeah, it's what to do. Oh, the fate of the world is up to you. So you better learn to run, and you better learn to fly, and you better learn to swim, or you're gonna die. Now you better learn to run, and you better learn to hide, or you better learn to swim, or you're fucking mad. And I thought we'd know by now, 'cause I thought they'd know by now. And I thought you'd know by now, 'cause I thought I'd know by now.
All right, guys, there you go. There you have it. Spunday Mourning. Did he hit us up with, a bunch of information there in the chat there. Justin, we're going to read that off so everybody can tell.
Yeah, it says that
go.
they are on Facebook,
Okay.
And the video is also on YouTube. So you can find
there's
Spunday
a
Mourning,
video for
YouTube, Facebook, SpundayMourning.com.
Hell yeah, awesome. Again, I mean, who knows when festivals and everything like that are going to come back, but hopefully, if not this year, maybe next year, Froggy Days. That you said that happens up in like New York area, right?
Yeah. Right.
And like that just sounds like it. The song sounds like a fun time. Like it sounds like everybody playing it was just like in a good mindset and a good mood.
Yeah.
Is it recreational in New York State yet? It sounds like all these guys have their medical
I don't
marijuana
know.
license cards. I'll just say that. And they're having a good time writing good, jammy music that I would like to play bongos in the corner with.
These guys would never kill anyone and run away.
No, they wouldn't.
No.
They really wouldn't. They would write a song about you doing it, and it would be like the Ballad of Douchebag Blonde or something like that.
Douchebag Blonde, that's
That's your new rap name?
Oh, yeah, Douchebag Blonde.
You listen to DBB? Yeah, you know me.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so again, you can check them out Spunday Mourning. Thank you guys so much again for getting that track to Justin and letting us play it. Amazing stuff. All right, so now this week we are once again going back to that Yamaha DX7 and writing brunch versions of dance songs.
Yeah.
That just for us to clarify to anybody that questions anything we do, we always start off with the idea that it's going to be a dance song, which means we're writing dance elements into it, and then we're just doing whatever we do. Our pop punk, there's at least one song that is definitely not a quote pop punk song, but it works because we were doing it in that
But it came
theme.
from some sort of pop punk.
It came from that heart. That was the
thing.
That was the idea
that
behind it, the seedling
came to
of
what we
it
did,
all.
yeah.
So tonight, what approach were you taking, Zach, with the writing of this song?
Well, I was listening to Daft Punk.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. And you walked in and we were watching the show because we've been trying to pick a YouTube, or not YouTube, a Netflix or Amazon or a Hulu show or a series that we're able to
specifically
watch an
a
episode or
series.
two and write about that.
But I haven't watched any of these.
You've
things.
never watched any of the
watched
ones that
any
we've
of them.
written about. You just kind of get our idea. So the one that we decided to watch today is
Another Life.
It's called Another Life, and I'll just say this: we watched episode and a half. I
Yeah.
might have
Well, I
fallen
watched
asleep
2 full
in and
episodes.
out throughout the first one or so, and despite falling asleep a little bit throughout
Look, Kyle
the first
watched
episode,
5 minutes. Of
I watched
this
5
show.
minutes of it. I will say that immediately, graphics, everything on this show, it looks like 10 years ago, Netflix
Sci-Fi
wouldn't have
Channel.
made this. This is a straight-up
a
sci-fi
Sci-Fi
channel
Channel,
show.
yeah.
It is all of the tropes
I'm pretty
that
sure it's
you
Battlestar
know, love, and
Galactica.
hate. I looked it up. I didn't see anybody that was related to Battlestar Galactica
Except for the
main actress.
Okay.
But
It has that feeling though.
it
like
has
those
that
shots.
feeling, and it's very
transitions.
tropey. It's very,
Yes.
very tropey.
I liked Battlestar.
yeah, so did I.
The Battlestar.
But
as a sci-fi fan,
this is like somebody wrote, from my gathering of the first one, this is like somebody watched, Battlestar, they watched Interstellar, they watched all these movies and went, yeah, we can make a TV show, and just threw all of them together, and it's all the over-the-top tropes of all of these things, like the human race is at stake, and this, like Annihilation, this giant thing showed up here, and now, like Interstellar,
it's
we
like
have
a
to
giant
go into
diamond
space
now.
to find this, and it's literally a crystalline entity, just like fucking Star Trek, just forms on the ground. So it's definitely stealing from a lot of things.
It's like Mass Effect.
Kind of, yeah.
Not Andromeda.
No, it's like the original Mass Effect, where there's...
It's not... I'm going to say it's not a well-written show.
But it hasn't done anything.
It's not a well-written show. It's
you can argue that Mass Effect 3 wasn't well written either.
It's also not a wonderfully acted show.
No,
the main actress
I
isn't
do
terrible.
enjoy it. I was getting into it. Though.
I'm enjoying it, but in that wonderful, cheesy, bad sci-fi way that you hope they turn a leaf in episode like 3 or 4 and just spin everything on its head. Because right now you go, all right, that's the bad guy. That's gonna happen. This is gonna happen.
So from the second,
also
at the end of the second
Goku
episode,
in the fucking Dragon Ball movie is the one of the main actors.
Have you seen that movie?
The Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes of it, maybe.
Yeah, I didn't.
Whitewashed is all. I watched it like it was on FX one day, and I just had it on.
I'm a big time old school Dragon Ball fan.
I'm not,
and I just couldn't watch the movie.
I watched it with my neighbor.
I saw the trailer and I was just like, nope.
Yeah, no, totally. Not even going just off the whitewashing thing, but it's just like so obviously whitewashed. And it's the kid that was in that who wound up being in Shameless, playing Jimmy on Shameless. He's kind of like the protagonist, I guess, that gets left on Earth. But the whole show is basically there's just something that's going to attack Earth, and we have to send a spaceship out into space and see what's going on. So we wrote the song about that. So we were talking about space. So when I walked upstairs and you had already, started fiddling around with the keyboard, it sounded very space. It sounded very space feeling, like a 1980s soundtrack to a B movie. Like we were getting those tones. And you wrote a couple of riffs, and then had Justin jump in and add the drums to it, and that seemed to all come together really, really quickly this week. Because we wound up having about an hour to work on vocals.
Yeah, we worked on vocals for a while,
And this is one of, if not the first official time I've done it well, it's definitely one of the first times
barbershop
where
quartet.
I've done a 3-part harmony. Technically four of my vocals over one spot, so it would be a quartet. But I did 3-part harmony in what, it's not even the hook. It's just a nice bridge in this song. Anything else that you want to say about this from the writing standpoint for you, Justin, or you, Zach, about what went into making this song?
There's no guitar other than bass.
Okay.
There's real bass guitar, and all the other sounds are...
Everything else is from the Yamaha DX7.
Yeah.
Yep, and I added a lot of cool noises after you were like, yeah, this doesn't need anything else. I just went back and added...
You had a half hour left to do whatever you wanted.
But I didn't add any real melodies or any...
And we don't auto-tune on this one, do we?
No, there's no auto-tune.
No auto-tune on this one, which is different. Which I think kind of doing a 3-part harmony style kind of takes the place of that stack.
No, I lied. On the intro there is.
Okay. Yeah.
To get that weird sort of robot sound.
Yeah, to get that robot sound. All right.
Well, because that was the one thing in the show when they realized...
They start communicating with the crystalline entity
thing.
Yeah,
but when it repeats it, it's sort of
Mozart
fucked up.
to them, which is just a straight up Carl Sagan rip.
Well, they said
right
that.
There. That is just
they totally
the
said it.
Oh,
yeah,
did they?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I was probably asleep at that point. Yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna jump into the song where we wind up like 4.5 minutes or something like that.
5:07.
5:07. All right, I definitely recommend listening to this song. I don't really recommend watching that show, but if you have nothing else to watch and you've gone through everything else,
just watch our old episodes.
Just watch our old episodes instead. All right, so here is Another Life. We'll see you guys in just over 5 minutes, and we're gonna talk about some more shit when we come back.
Cool.
Enjoy. Searching for another life. Do we go searching for another life? Our beds so deep and so do we have the time? Do we go searching for another life?
Is there anybody out there? Anybody at all? Anybody out there?
Hell yeah, there you have it again, our Brunch Weekly Original Single, Another Life. That is, I like that. You snuck up to the mic without us knowing. We didn't even notice that down that little tag at the end. Hello? Ground control, Major Tom moment there. It was good. It was good. I like that. Yeah. That's another just super catchy one. Jameso in the chat said this is beach music for a faraway planet. I think, the people on Omicron Persei 8 are definitely dancing their asses off to this.
You didn't like that sci-fi show, but there's two sci-fi things I got into lately that are so good, one I didn't even know about.
Okay.
The first one is I've been playing Outer Worlds.
So good,
you
dude.
were talking a lot about that.
Is so fucking good, dude.
When you, who did you give the botanical or the town?
I took it from the garden.
Okay.
But I convinced the garden
the dude.
she's in charge of the town.
Yeah. So he basically walked off to die.
Now, pretty much every town you go to, there's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It is the greatest sci-fi game I might have ever played.
Hell yeah.
It's incredible.
Hell yeah.
And then also, just randomly appeared on Netflix, there's a new Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Oh!
And I've watched the first 3 episodes. Now,
so you're in a sci-fi
is
mood
it cel-shaded style animation?
That works.
It's
like
CG.
It's 3D animation.
It's computer generated. It's not drawn.
Right.
They're not, and it's not computer generated to look like it's drawn. It's completely CG.
Right.
Which is all right. That's where everything is going.
Yeah, right.
But they're in America in the beginning of it. If you don't know Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Shell was a Japanese anime about the future. Yeah. They're cyborgs. They work for
definitely
Sector
check it out.
9.
It's fucking crazy.
It's like an online terrorist group.
Yeah.
So this is way after the movies and the original standalone complex, and it starts with the Major and the team in America in 2045.
Okay.
It's fucking insane.
Well, this is a good segue, and Charlie in the chat there. He goes, Outer Worlds, maybe check out Houseboat Gaming for some takes on it or something. I don't know.
I haven't. I've been playing the fuck out of it, but I haven't recorded it.
You haven't recorded any of it. Well, that's just a good plug that we should give right now, Justin. If you want to take this one.
We started a second channel.
Yes, we did.
Dedicated just to video games. A lot of us, myself mainly out of this trio, is into video games, but a lot of the community that follows.
You're the bigger dork. We get it.
Play video games, so we're starting a video game channel,
we
checking
put
out
up
new games.
A handful of videos on the regular channel, so you can see some of them there, but definitely go over and check out Houseboat Gaming. If you're in the chat right now, you can probably just literally click on Charlie's name there.
Yeah.
Houseboat Gaming.
Subscribe.
We're trying to just do as much as we possibly can. We got the time to do it. Might as well go at it.
I purposely haven't recorded me playing yet because this Outer Worlds is the first game I'm playing
on PC
since Knights of the Old Republic. So I am fucking terrible at.
Yeah.
It's a shooter.
But that might be,
I'm doing the shooter with the mouse.
That might be just as fun to watch you failing. And your reactions to failing might be.
I wanted to really play through a whole standard control scheme. WASD, all that shit.
Yeah.
Until I got the hang of
you're comfortable and you can start
being
recording
able to
yourself.
PC game
and
not a controller.
Right.
I've been a controller guy.
You're a very controller guy. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
say you're a very controller guy. That's what most people, when I ask them, hey, describe Zach in 2 words, they go, he's a controller guy. He's a controller guy. He's a controller for sure.
No, I mean there are still some games that I use controllers on when I'm gaming on PC, but primarily that is the thing. Most people struggle with mouse movement.
No, I had no problem with the mouse. My problem is the keys.
Yeah.
But you can map it however you want.
What fucking?
Yeah.
Or hitting the wrong button.
Yeah.
It's an adjustment.
I don't know if I could go back to shooters on a
console.
Console. It's so much better with the mouse.
Yeah.
It is, and I hate to admit it, but it is.
It is. Then you got better control, man.
I know nothing about anything that you guys is talking about.
By the way, thank you everybody for the praise on the song.
Yeah, it's catchy, awesome, bunch of applause. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, James. Everybody there.
James, get back on Outer Worlds.
Yeah, get back on it, bro. Get back on it.
Me and Zach are both playing. I'll record some
apparently, you're missing out just as much as I am.
Yeah.
Skyrim is my favorite game of all time ever.
Right.
And this is Skyrim in space more than it is Fallout in space.
Right.
Okay.
Even though it's
all right.
a lot like Fallout, but there's just some...
Well, I mean, it's the devs that made...
New Vegas.
New Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But, no, it's so good.
It's a good game.
It's so good.
It's fun times.
Every choice you make has an impact in the game and how the people treat you. You can kill anyone.
Can you go on a run down to South America?
There's
different planets.
Different
different planet, dude.
You can just find a South America on a different planet.
So you know what? Play Outer Worlds, listen to our song on repeat, and you're fucking great.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine then. All right. So last week our song that we wrote was about a show called Upload, and usually when we've been picking these shows to watch, I'll watch 1 or 2 episodes with you.
Well, you finished. I'm not okay with this,
and that was phenomenal.
Yes.
But Upload, I had it immediately. I was like, all right, we watched 2 episodes of it. It's on
your
Prime.
kind of show.
Yeah,
it is
for
totally my kind of show. It's from one of the Greg Daniels, one of the creators of The Office.
Right.
It is very much in vein if you were a fan of The Good Place. It is very much in that style. Again, if you don't remember from last week, Upload is basically about it's a futuristic world. It's 2033. And we've developed the technology that when you die, they can basically scan your brain, scan all your memories, everything, and then digitize everything and upload you to an afterlife where you'll never die. And this guy, the main character, gets uploaded through a series of misfortunate events, I guess you could say, and winds up uploaded to this really super nice place. And one of the episodes I watched, he decides that he wants to check out other possible afterlives. And he goes and kind of does not really a great tour, but he gets to... They basically allude to the fact that you could go and tour all of these other afterlives if you would like to. And I started thinking about it today a little bit more, and I was just curious, if you were to design your perfect afterlife.
Right.
If you were able to put everything that you want, very Black Mirror, extremely Black Mirror type of show.
Yes, it is.
Very much so. I feel like almost based on one specific episode of Black Mirror, and then they just made it a comedy.
Yep.
But if you were to make yourself the perfect afterlife,
I hate you.
She's just gonna go up there and hang out there.
Yeah.
That little kitty. What are the things that you have to have in your afterlife? What would be your perfect? I have to spend eternity here for forever, and you can program it and design it to anything of your liking.
All right.
What are the things that you have to have? What setting are you going with? What existence do you want to be in for eternity? Assuming that you might not be able to change it, you just got to make it kind of comfortable for you for forever.
See, it would depend. Like, if you could have whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
It would, I don't know, probably the same loop, but the only difference is that I could fucking plug myself in from my afterlife into a video game knowing that I am now a part of whatever video game I am in.
So you would want the ability to be able to first person for real play a video game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, so if you die, you respawn, everything that
whatever.
happens in the video game is whatever. But if you want to go play any game that you've ever played before, including fucking you go play Mario and you're just in fucking, 16-bit or whatever it
I
is.
would be so tired from jumping that
You would be so tired. But it's the
So
afterlife.
big.
You would program yourself to not get tired. You could program that, You
Sure.
just never get tired. I think for myself, I've watched a lot of different movies and different shows and read a bunch of different things where there are different versions of the afterlife that's
not gonna
available.
get her out of there, dude.
And she's gonna stay up there forever.
Good. Good.
Don't have it come back.
Oh.
The one movie that I always really liked that dealt with the afterlife was the Robin Williams film What Dreams May Come.
Oh yeah.
And it's a very
God,
dark
I hate
and twisted
that movie.
and weird fucking movie. It's very fucked up. But the thing I always really enjoyed about it is the idea that when you die, that basically your soul just kind of crafts the custom afterlife for you based on what you would want your family, your friends, and everything like that. And obviously for me, I would love to have all of my family, all of my friends there. And if it's the digitized version, realistically, like if it's that good and that great a quality, it's not necessarily actually them. It's just a programmed version of them just to kind of make you feel better and all of that. So I wouldn't mind having that, but I think the ability to explore, I would want to program something that is constantly changing.
Yeah.
I would want something that, like, I'll pick, like, my, like, top 10 favorite either places in the world, places I never got to go to.
Right.
But realistically, I probably just want to have the ability to explore our Earth just infinitely.
Sure.
Like, just be able to go check out everything and have, like, the bucket list of bucket lists. Because how many people are like, oh, I want to hit every single, state in the country, all 50 of them, Hawaii and Alaska included. I want to try all that before I die. And you don't get around to it.
Sure.
It'd be nice to be able to check all that out. I would love basically a Google Maps afterlife where I can just kind of drop a pin and be there. And today I'm in Prague.
Yeah.
And tomorrow I'm in Venice. And the next day I'm in Melbourne. And the next day I'm in Bushkill because I feel like reminiscing. Aside from video gaming, is there anything that you would have to have in your afterlife?
Pizza, probably.
Just food.
Yeah,
I would want a replicator. Actually,
yeah.
I might even scratch mine and be like, I want my afterlife to be Star Trek Next Gen. Give me Star Trek Next Gen, and I'm just give me a Picard style role, or at least Riker. Give me Picard or Riker, so I got a high enough power. It's interesting. You still have, like, I'm not just some guy on the fourth deck or something like that. I'm not just working,
crew.
Yeah, I'm not just part of the crew. Maybe I'm working 10 forward. We talked about that last week. I would not mind being a bartender on 10 forward. But yeah, like that would actually, I think that might beat the idea of being able to explore Earth itself.
Well, at the same time, then you have the holodeck.
You do have the holodeck, which
So
then you could
it would
program.
be like a video game.
I think
like,
that's it. I think I just figured out my afterlife. If I
and then you're floating through space.
Yeah.
And you can go wherever the fuck
You
you
can do
want.
whatever you want, but I definitely I want that ability because then you also get to throw in all of the weird sex you get to have with all the weird aliens and shit. If this is afterlife and it's all programmed, it's not real anyway. And in Star Trek, if you learn anything, when they go on the holodeck, Riker fucks on the holodeck. Like, he fucks. Like, he gets way too comfortable with a couple of ladies that are in, like, lounges.
Yeah.
Taking place in, like, Memphis or something like that during the 1950s.
Yeah.
He definitely fucks. And there are other characters that there's the one character Barkley who programs everything so like Troy is his girlfriend and she's like in love with him and he's the most confident guy ever. So you can still program whatever you want in the holodeck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Star Trek Next Gen is a great afterlife to be able to have. I think it'd be fucking phenomenal. Zach, is there anything that you would specifically want to do?
I'm morally opposed to the afterlife.
You're morally opposed to it. You think everything should just end and it's done, and you shouldn't get another go at it.
Maybe you do,
Maybe
but you don't remember it.
You don't
I
remember.
want my everything I am to go back into the universe.
Okay.
And I do not want to go to an eternal afterlife. That sounds horrible.
It sounds horrible. So the idea of eternity. So
True, there is that side of it.
if you could program your afterlife to last 1,000 years and then abort and then you just die, would you give yourself 1,000 years?
No, I would just die when I naturally wanted.
Die when you naturally die?
Died.
All right.
I wouldn't do this.
So in the world of the
me.
uploads, in that show, there are people that are like old school, and they're like, no, I still believe that either there is or there isn't something, and when I die, I either go somewhere or I don't, and I'm just wanting to take
I
that
don't
natural
want
way out.
Yeah, I want to go naturally.
Makes sense. You don't even want a Facebook account, so I highly doubt you want to digitize yourself and put yourself on a cloud for all of eternity.
Oh God, that sounds horrible.
It does sound when you put it that way. When I put it that way, it does sound terrible. It does sound
like
pretty bad.
The afterlife stuff that I want to believe more in.
Oh, kitty's down.
It's like, oh hello, jerk face. Is more like the Buddhist reincarnation thing. It's like if you live
Tibetan Book of the Dead
if you
type
lived
deal.
properly, if you
go
lived
up the
good,
ladder,
then the next time you're reincarnated, you are
a step up,
a better person, and
you're born into a better family. Yeah.
And they believe that at the end you finally become enlightened or whatever. But
then
I
the
don't care about
enlightenment.
that.
The enlightenment, you become enlightened, but then you pretty much just become part of the universe anyway. At that
point.
I
know. I just want to be part of the universe when I die, and I don't. I think the whole notion of heaven and an eternal happy afterlife is the most selfish construct that we humans have ever.
Right.
That you think that you deserve.
Wait. So I should do
insane.
good here because I get something else down the road.
No, you should do good here because it's good here.
It's good here.
You know what I mean? You shouldn't be forced to.
It's
do
better
good here
if you do more good
as a punishment.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like the way you look at if you don't do the right thing, you're going to hell. That's a horrible reason to do the right thing.
Fear isn't a good.
You should do the right thing because
it's not a good eternal
it's the right thing.
Anything else but yourself. You know
I hear you, and I slightly agree. I'm still gonna say I want at least I want a 1,000-year contract on the Star Trek.
You could end it.
Next gen life, and then after 1,000 years, I want the Borg to come and be like, hey. This is your option, and then I can choose to assimilate, and if I assimilate, my entity is just wiped off for forever, and if I don't, then I just keep fighting,
Well, I think maybe I don't want to know. Maybe if I had to pick one, just keep uploading me as the main character of a game, and if you die, then I don't remember it, and I start it over. So, put me in Skyrim, and
all right. So what would be?
Then let me if I die, then I don't remember it, and I wake up in Fallout New Vegas, and we do that. And then if I die, I wake up as Cloud in Final Fantasy.
If there were to be a glitch in all of that, and you were to be stuck playing the same game over and over again, and you did remember it, what would be the worst game to get stuck playing over and over again on repeat for all of eternity?
Tetris.
Just Tetris.
I'm just the T block.
Oh,
and that's my whole life.
And then you're just stacked on top of a bunch of other people. Okay, that's fair enough. All right.
Or Kirby's Avalanche.
Okay.
With the blobs.
I'd say Marble Madness would be pretty terrible.
Dr. Mario. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. Mario, you're just uphill. You're just uphill.
Oh God.
The new Dr. Mario or the old Dr. Mario? Because I hear the new one's even worse.
Is fucking horrible for the phone.
See, I love the old one.
I love the old Dr. Mario.
I like that better than Tetris.
Yeah.
I like that better than Tetris.
Well,
that was the original Candy Crush. You know that, right?
I played. Oh yeah.
The matching.
Matching sides. Yeah. Tetris is great. I love Tetris, but fucking Dr. Mario, I don't know what it is. Just that specifically.
Jeff said Quantum Leap.
Ooh, Quantum Leap life.
Yeah.
No, that'd be cool.
That'd be kind of sweet because it's different. And you just got to keep...
You just realize that you were going into somebody else's body.
I could do Quantum Leap. All right, any other TV shows then that if you had to be stuck in a TV show for all of eternity? Anything like that? Because Quantum Leap gives you a variety. I would say in tune with that, Sliders. You just, every time you're sliding to a different dimension, that'd be pretty sweet. Other than that, I think next gen. I wouldn't want original Star Trek.
Anything that was moving around a lot, like... Being stagnant in like one town would be fucked.
Doctor Who for eternity.
Yeah.
You can do that. That'd be pretty sweet.
It's digital eternity, so I'm still.
You're still just in a box somewhere, and you will know that for forever that you're just in the box. But it's the whole idea.
But after a while, do you forget that?
Maybe you get so disillusioned within it that you're just like, oh, that wasn't real.
Because after a while,
what happens when the asshole that is in charge of the servers fucking accidentally trips over the cord and unplugs your shit? You're like, well, it's done now.
Well, then you would have no idea.
Then you wouldn't have it. You'd just be off.
Yeah. But I would feel like after a while, you would reason with yourself like, I was not killed. Like that was some like fucking weird dream I've had.
Yeah, I had a bad dream and I've just lived. It'd be like some weird Don Quixote.
We could be living in that now.
We could be.
This is the life. This is the weird afterlife that we all chose.
And I'm so meta that in the afterlife, I'm being meta about the afterlife. That would make more sense. Welcome to the end of your
Charlie
life
has a question.
Forever. Yes.
He says, question going around the internet. What show/movie was the last to make you cry? For him, last episode of Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World is a good one.
I'm not... Okay. I liked Boy Meets World when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I recently rewatched a bunch of Boy Meets World, and I just gotta say, it sucks.
Did you start from the very beginning?
No, it just like
first couple seasons are tough.
First couple seasons
because they're aimed
I was
9,
watching
10,
it
11 year olds.
later. Like it sucks. Boy Meets World sucks.
It's all about nostalgia.
God,
That's what it's about.
I hate him. I hate his character.
You hate everything Corey. Everything
God,
about Corey.
I hate Corey's. I hate the way he thinks about things. I hate the choices that he's made.
See,
I think that's the point of the show, though.
Feelings.
I don't know,
God,
because for me, Corey is an anxiety-riddled person, so I always related to him because he's riddled with anxiety, and I've always been as well. Do you relate more to the Sean or the Eric character? Eric is just kind of like happy-go-lucky, like do whatever and be happy and free.
Yeah, I'm definitely probably more of the Eric.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I'm definitely not Sean. I'm probably Corey closer to Minkus. I would say that. But to answer his question, I don't know if I've actually... Okay, I've come close to tears on a lot of shows, and the most recent one, I've already mentioned it tonight, I would say The Good Place is the closest and the most recent that I've gotten to tears. I might have actually teared up and cried during it. I can't really remember. But the last episode of that show... The season finale, the series finale of The Good Place is just brutally gut-wrenching. And there are certain moments that I probably got closer to tears because of, like, happier moments than just kind of, like, and appreciating the writing and how good of a job that Mike Schur did going, hey, I'm going to end this, like, world-renowned show after 4 seasons because I figured out how to end it the right way.
Right.
And he just wrapped it up, put a bow on it, and was like, here it is. We're not coming back to this, and just walk away. And that was knowing it's like a definitive end, and obviously they can come back with anything, but the reason they wrote it the way they did is to just be able to drop this and be like, here are 4 seasons of amazing television, and walk away. So I think it wrapping up, being a show that I really, really liked, and also being very heartfelt in that last episode, I probably got closest to tears on that.
Right.
After that, it's, I don't know. I don't know when I really... ever got close to tears in a I
don't think I've ever cried for a movie or TV show. I've laughed until I've cried.
Yes, laughed.
Which the last thing that's happened to me was a Ridiculous Six. That movie just has like stupid.
Cry.
There's some stupid fucking parts in that.
I think that from beginning to end, there's pretty stupid parts of that entire movie. Yeah. Zach, you ever cried at a show?
I've never cried. I'm just gonna say that
in your life, ever.
No, probably the last time I got close, like being choked up, was Stranger Things 3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You know, Spoiler, if you haven't watched it now, you're never
That's
gonna watch
all
it.
on you. Yeah.
When Billy dies was so fucking...
Yeah.
Oh,
they took that character on a ride.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I loved Billy.
Great character. And with that show, they have a history of killing people off, and they do not come back.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're just like, you had Barb, you had Bob,
They also
and you had
did,
Billy. Nobody with a B name is safe in that fucking town.
The producers of Stranger Things also did I'm Not Okay With This.
Yes, they did. Nothing made me cry in that. Things made me laugh. I got
in Stranger Things, or I'm Not Okay. With
I'm
This?
Not Okay With This. Things made me laugh in that. Things made me. I mean, one of the last shots of the show made me jump, and I got close to being like, wow, like I remember feeling, especially for the main, the geeky kid that's got the crush on the girl.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like, okay, this is the character that I was, in high school. Like, the guy that's just like, but that kid had balls. Like, that kid actually, was confident in who he was and didn't mind, putting himself out there.
He was who he was, and he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. But I would say, probably The Good Place for me. But I don't really get close to tears on a lot of shows.
No.
Not a lot of movies. The thing that, because I'm a dork, the thing that gets me choked up the most is, we talked actually during our game show episode last week, I have no problem watching like Academy Award acceptance speeches and shit like that. But when somebody that I actually respect and somebody that really deserved recognition gets an award and they kind of start getting choked up, it's like I can feel like there's like an empathic thing there where I'm like, you spent your life, you spent your life working towards this, and this is confirmation. And as a person who's constantly looking for confirmation in my life, seeing somebody get it from like a group of their peers or something like that is usually what will kind of bring me to kind of like the, oh, yeah. That and soldiers coming home to their dog videos. I'm just like, oh, that fucking dog missed him so much. Turn this shit off. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. No, I'm not crying. I'm mad about this.
I cry when I watch Karens have to put a mask on in the supermarket.
Yeah. Oh, my God. And then take it off to cough or sneeze.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, guys,
real quick, Jameso said that he got back into Boy Meets World when they added the hot redhead.
Dude, oh my God, she was so hot. She was so hot. She was such a good character. And then I think she went on to do porn in real life, so go check that out. Pretty sure
that'll make me cry.
That'll make me cry.
I don't want to eye it well.
Left or the right? Oh, your dick. Okay. All right, so...
My left dick.
Your left dick.
Your left dick.
So every episode we like to do a little crossover with our brother sister love podcast. Let me ask you a question, where Sir Anthony of the Angels brings a random question to the guys and whoever their guest is each week. And he's weird, he's random, he's all over the place, and I like to let that live for as long as possible. So let's hit it. Let me ask you a question from Let Me Ask You a Question.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Quick, Jeff says Lego Movie made him cry.
Yeah.
Then he said JK.
Yeah, no, Lego Movie's so good.
It is good.
Did you see the new one?
Yeah, Lego
Movie 2. It's on HBO, dude. Watch it. It's so fucking good.
It is good. It is good. All right, so on this week's episode of Let Me Ask You a Question, dropped every Monday on the Moot Mondays, where you can get us, Derek D Does It, and Let Me Ask You a Question. Yes. The question this week from Anthony. He says, is there any food that you actually see and use as an aphrodisiac? Is there any food that you eat, and whether it's attached to a memory or something that actually physically arouses you, that gets your juices flowing, and you eat it and you're like, ooh, let's get down to some dirty shit. Is there anything? There's multiple parts to this, but that's the first introductory question.
Okay.
For me, no. There's no food I eat that I'm like, oh, I got a boner from eating that food.
And we were talking about this earlier. It may be because working in the restaurant fucking industry, you're desensitized to whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
but
maybe
I've never really
And maybe if I saw like a chocolate covered strawberry and again, I worked at the melting pot where I dipped fucking chocolate covered strawberries like it literally was my job.
Right.
If I had a past relationship where I was like seductively like rubbing a chocolate covered strawberry over like her navel, then her nipples, then she ate it, and I had that memory attached to it, I could seeing a strawberry and popping a little bit of wood, like getting a little excited, but nothing right off the bat. Just like I don't eat oysters and get aroused from eating oysters. Nothing like that. Nothing that, like dark chocolate, oysters. I don't know what, a lamb, whatever else is an aphrodisiac somewhere. Bull testicles, like it. Nothing has gotten me aroused just from eating it or the thought of it. Zach, anything for you that is a natural aphrodisiac? No.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't feel like there's certain
real
foods that I associate with a memory of a
something,
of a moment. You know, like, ooh, this is the meal we ate on that Valentine's. Well. Or like I remember, like, you know, I made this meal on a day that was special to me and who I was with at that point. Right. But I'm not seeing twice baked potatoes and getting a boner.
No,
you know what I mean? I'm thinking of that encounter and then being like,
potato,
like,
call me. But
what did we eat that night? Good. Oh, I made steak and twice baked potatoes and you know, but it goes one way, but it doesn't.
It doesn't go.
It doesn't go.
It doesn't go down to give you a. You're never cooking food going. Oh, I got a hard on because remember that time that girl and I had a chicken sandwich and then we fucked in the park.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh, you remember that?
We ate baconator and then she sucked my dick.
Every time I touch bacon, I just get hard.
I don't have that at all.
Yeah, me neither. So then, one of their questions that this is the one I specifically wanted to bring to the two of you, because Zach more so than Justin, but Justin just as much still has some experience with this. They were curious as to what the food spreads at swinger parties were. And they don't know that you used to be in a band where they
exclusively played swingers
clubs. And then Justin ran your sound for you at the swingers clubs. So what was, to help them out, to let let me ask you a question, guys, know for sure, what is the food that is available?
Well, I told you this earlier.
You did go over pizza. Pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs.
Pizza. Yeah, just regular old
food.
Yeah.
No, you know, it also depends on where you're playing. We played some trashier joints.
But you also played Hedonism. So what's the food down at Hedonism too?
That's a regular resort.
Yeah. So
amazing.
Are they pushing chocolate and oysters and things that are aphrodisiacs, or are people just having
their
steak or their tilapia or their chicken?
Food.
You just had good food.
There was one of my favorite meals that I had in Jamaica at Hedonism was goat liver stew. It was really good.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't know it was goat liver till we ate it, and then I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is liver," and everyone else was like, "This sucks." I mean, but we had hibachi there. We had lobster. Like, it's just a fucking resort.
They didn't make any meals like, oh, this is like the lovers. Like, you're gonna get extra horn. Everyone's already pumped full of.
Everyone's already fucking.
They've already got their blue chew doing the job on their dick or whatever it is.
I haven't. I mean, maybe there is a specific swingers club somewhere that is all about the food.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it just doesn't. I don't feel like it mixes, man.
Yeah, well,
if you're trying to have sex, you're not filling yourself up.
Most of these bitches don't need another meal.
They don't. That's what I've heard. And most of the guys don't either. Except for that one giant black guy who needs less meals and less of a penis.
Yeah, his dick needs to stop eating
6 Big Macs an hour or whatever it is. Urethra is just
no, but Justin's probably right. I probably ate more pizza at swingers parties than any other food.
I told Kyle about the story about being at Mustang Sally as a dude coming up offering the band pizza, and I think I was wrapping up some cables or putting something back, and I turn around and he's like, "Pizza?" And I'm like, "No," and I look down and he's just getting a blowjob.
So he's walking around handing out pizza.
And he's eating a piece of pizza at the same time.
Now, was she walking with him?
No, she was sitting down next to him.
Okay, so he like went somewhere, sat down, and he's just going,
no, he was standing. She was sitting down at a table.
Oh, jeez.
So he had one hand with pizza.
I was hoping she was doing like like had her one leg wrapped around each of his legs, and he's like walking like slow stepping, and she's just like every time he steps is when she goes closer and pulls away, and he goes, pull off, we're going upstairs right now. Don't want any accidents happening here. I already been circumcised once. Don't need it a second time. And you just start walking up the stairs, and then he goes to the next guy. Hey, you want pizza? See, when you said that story, I thought he was going to do a dick in the box thing and open up the pizza and he was like extra sausage.
No,
like a
nobody wants to eat that.
Nobody would want to eat that. But that's what I was hoping when he said I looked around and everybody in the band's eating pizza already, that he was going to open up and it was just going to be cock pizza.
No.
And then he'd be like, well, if everybody else is eating it, and then he finds out later that he was the only one that ate cock pizza and everyone else was eating the regular pizza from the other side of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to set it straight,
I'll be honest with you. At most of those shows, I wasn't too hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Understandable. Now, so to set it straight for them, there are not really any aphrodisiac foods that get consumed specifically for the idea of having sex. You're getting food in you for sustenance, and then you are fucking all night.
Right. Yeah, you need the carbs. You need carbs. That's why pizza's so good.
Pizza's good.
You get them carbs.
They never do a spaghetti bar beforehand.
Not that I was ever involved with, no.
Because I can just imagine, like, Alfredo or marinara. We're going to go Alfredo today. The marinara might upset our stomachs a little bit. The acid reflex and the coloring is probably not the best thing there. So now, the last thing that they kind of got to in their question, are there any foods that you physically look at and go, yeah, and get excited? Have you ever looked at a food? Have you ever looked at a peach and just been like, okay, that peach is pretty fucking good? Have you ever looked at a peach for hours? I could eat a peach for hours. Oh yeah.
No, I have the opposite.
Yeah.
Walnut chicken.
Oh, I had that for lunch today.
I can't.
Walnut chicken. It's
walnut chicken looks like little popcorn chicken covered in semen.
It's literally what it is.
Pretty much.
God, I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's mayonnaise and sugar. That is, I looked it up.
That's what it is, yeah.
Literally what it is. Mayo and sugar.
And I like mayo. It's just the walnut chicken is just...
I don't, see, here's the thing. I don't really eat a lot of the walnuts themselves. I'll suck the walnuts off. I'll definitely give a good suck off to the walnut.
Suck them off.
But I don't want the actual taste of walnuts. Yeah, and I won't. But I love it. That's funny. I literally had that for lunch.
I had General Tso's, and it was the best I've had in a long time. God. Happy Garden fucking killed it.
See, the thought of food gets me like food horny. Like certain things, I'm like through this quarantine, it's like, oh, Chinese. Oh god, I love Chinese food right now. Like, to sit at a buffet and just have shitty Chinese food again would be amazing.
Right.
Or the thought of sushi. I'm like,
sushi.
I want sushi so bad. Yeah. Like, I just want shrimp tempura. I want a wonderful roll. I want a California roll even. I want everything.
We should go out.
We really should.
For sushi one night.
I have been dying.
When it's open.
And I want to just go to the place in East Stroudsburg where you can get the hibachi sushi of the Chinese and just get a bento box.
Ichiban?
Yeah, Ichiban. There you go. Ichiban or Ichiban 2, whichever one.
Let me get a Chinese lunch special.
One of all of it.
And the sushi lunch special.
Yeah. And then 3 boxes probably, but not. And then a Dragon Bowl, please.
Oh,
and then light that
Dragon
shit
Balls.
on fire. Suck all that juice down. Oh, God. That's 32 ounces of liquor.
Now, I'll see a hot dog, and I will always make wiener jokes about hot dogs.
Yeah, but you're not getting turned down from it. You're not getting turned down from it.
Or a big pickle. Like
big pickle?
You're somewhere and a pickle comes with your sandwich. I can't help it. I wave that pickle right in your face.
Yeah.
And be like, ha, my wiener. Yeah. But it doesn't make me horny.
It doesn't make me horny. Yeah, I would say there is
sex as a joke.
Yeah. I would say that there is at least one time in my life where I was like just already just like riled, like just it was a situation where somebody was just like teasing me for their enjoyment basically,
right?
And we had like hung out and like had like a good afternoon, and then nothing happened, and then like we're texting later and all this stuff, and then to be a cruel evil person, they sent me a video of an orange cut in half and them just putting their finger through and I was like,
I'd be upset.
All right, I don't know if I can ever eat an orange ever again. But B, why does that orange look like a vagina? Like, why does it look like, Jesus?
All fruit looks like pussy.
It could. Yeah. It could. All pussy looks like fruit, though? Is that true?
Yeah, but not all pussy is sweet.
Not all pussy is sweet. Some of them is tart. Some of them you need an exit strategy for. All right, guys. All right, well then.
Jimzo says Ichiban is open.
Ichiban is. All right, he's right next to it. Yeah, you could just
for
go
takeout.
get that.
For takeout, I'll get some fucking
I want to eat in.
I want to sit down. Right. And I don't want it to be Sarah Street. I like Sarah Street sushi, but I don't want that to be the first sushi I eat.
I'm not going to.
Yeah, no,
I probably won't go to Sarah Street again.
That's exactly what I want. I want Sarah Street.
You want Sarah Street?
Because I want a steak too. I want to get a steak and I want to.
I wouldn't throw it away. I would eat it.
I want to go for a full-on big night.
If I were to go to Sarah Street, I'm going to have calamari and then sushi
and steak and sushi and the whole nine.
All the things I'm too lazy to make well for myself. Like I'm not gonna go buy calamari right now. Yeah. I'm not gonna cook calamari.
Dude, let's be honest, sushi to go is not as good as sushi in house.
It's not. It
could be. They could make it there, and you could put it in a box. As soon as you get in the parking lot, it loses.
You can put it on the plate and then bring it out to you in the parking lot. It doesn't taste the same.
Me eating sushi in the Sarah Street parking lot is not as good as me eating it in the restaurant.
Well, that's because you're eating it out of the garbage can in the Sarah Street parking lot.
You know.
I mean, those are half-eaten already.
Seaweed's already bad. It doesn't go bad.
Seaweed's already bad. It won't go any worse.
Very good.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us in the chat, hanging out with us tonight. Thank you, everybody, for listening in the future, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, all of that. Big shout out to the guys over at Spunday Mourning. Thanks again for letting us play that single. And obviously a shout out to Moot.tv. Go check out the Derek D Dozen. And let me ask you a question. And Eric officially is calling it the defunct, maybe one day we'll have another episode of White Wasabi, where they talk about anime, but you can go check all of those out on Moot.tv or on iTunes, again, Stitcher, and Spotify. Big thank you to Mr. Justin Olimpedo for getting everything put together.
Don't forget about the gaming channel either.
Go check out Houseboat Gaming and check out different video clips that they're putting up there. And also, we'll be putting out our Brunch Weekly Original Single shortly in the next couple of days, so you can listen to that all you like while you're hanging out on a beach on a foreign planet. Yes. Lastly, but certainly not leastly, thank you to Mr. Zachary.
I ate sushi out of the dumpster.
Stormin, the most honest admission he's ever had as his nickname. It's true, and he's not ashamed, and I'm right there with you, brother. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. We will see you next week. New music. Maybe a guest. I'm not even sure what's going on next week just yet. One of these days, we're going to get the guys from Moot.tv on the show. Eric, Anthony, Greg, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows if we'll have time? We will have time. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Enjoy our closing.
3 high-fat dudes jerk off to food, a podcast.
Oh, yeah! Oh, it's a good show. It's a good show. Yep. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Enjoy our closing theme song to play us out.
Fuck you!
Peace!
Moot.tv.
There's nothing more egomaniacal than singing the theme music for your own show. Who am I? Kelsey Grammer. If I could only drink like him, we're gonna